Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. Know that I appreciate you. It's me. It's Jay, y'all. It's Jay. And I'd like to welcome you to another day in the daily life of Jay. It is Monday. And I need to stop digging because I'm not going to get what I'm looking for right now, which is some chapstick. But it's Jay, and I want to welcome you to another day in the daily life of Jay. It is Monday, July 6th, 2020, and it is 7:22 in the a.m. And I'm headed to work, and it's raining. It is raining. Let's see if I can find it before I pull off again. My lips all dry. Here we go. I'll put the stick on later. I hope that you all had an amazing weekend, a great 4th of July weekend, an extended weekend if you had such, as I did. I had an extended weekend, and we drove to Arkansas. The husband's family, his elder family, his mom is or was from Arkansas. So he still has elder family there, uncles and aunts and things. He still has elder family there. Most of them have stayed there. They've not moved out. They've stayed put. But some of them moved to Chicago, and then once they hit a certain point in their lives, they moved back to Arkansas. And his mom is buried there as well. So we drove to Arkansas so that we can go visit with his mom, clean off her. Oh, what is this traffic looking like? Because I'm seeing the westbound traffic is pretty packed. I have no moisturizer on my hands, but his mom is still buried there. Excuse me, or his mom, I should say, is buried there. So we went to visit with her graveside, clean off her graveside and all of the other family members that are right in her row, because their family, especially the elders, are buried there. They're all buried there. And in the row that his mom is in, there are a couple of other aunts and uncles. So we just, actually it's all aunts. So we, and his grandfather, yeah. So we went, I've got you in a different place on the window, and now I gotta hold you like this until I can do something else. I gotta be mindful. All right, sorry about that, y'all. You fell, and then the camera shut off. I don't know why, but the camera shut off. And I get all the way here to the office, park and everything, and realize I don't have my key to get in, because I switched bags for the weekend so that I could wear my backpack instead of a shoulder bag. And I didn't put my key to the office in my backpack. And I'm still carrying it because I didn't feel like switching it out. So I'm carrying it. And I didn't put the key in there. So I gotta drive all the way back home. All the way back home. And I gotta take the streets because the E-way is packed headed back west, which is where I would have to. I live west of here. Traveling east wasn't an issue, but west, it is. So anyway, I think what I was saying before was that we had cleaned up his mom's grave site, as well as other family members. Put flowers out, artificial, because the deer eat the live, and he didn't want, they don't want the deer eating. They don't want the deer in there at all. So we put artificials out. So we got 4 bunches of flowers. So he put the biggest bunch on his mom's site, and then the smaller bunches he put on 2 of the aunts, and then that last bunch, that 4th bunch, he actually put on his grandmother's site. So yeah, so that's what we did Friday. We did that Friday. We got there at 2 a.m. Friday morning after I worked a full 10.5-hour day. I drove 6.5 hours. And it's really only supposed to take 6 hours. It's only supposed to take 6 hours to get there. But, and I got a constable sitting beside me, so I gotta be mindful of what I'm doing. It's only supposed to take like 6 hours to get there, but you know, when you stop for gas and to go to the bathroom and all of that, you're killing about another hour. So I drove 6.5 of those 7 hours because he thought that he could drive. And he got behind this wheel for 30 minutes and he was like, no, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'm stopping. So we ended up having to he found another gas station real quick, and that's that gas station that he found we ended up spending the most time in, because he ended up finding just reasons to look around. And it wasn't even a big gas station. Like, we can run into some really big gas stations like the Buc-ee's and the Love's and even the Shells that have like the shopping, that they have a whole big shopping souvenir section, and then they have a restaurant attached to them. So this was a smaller gas station, but it still had, you know, the shopping section, which was a small one, the little grocery section, and then the coffee section. So we got gas there. We went in there, used the restrooms, and then he wanted to shop around. And we get out, and I'm thinking, okay, we're leaving. And then no, he finds a reason to go back in there. And I think he went in there twice. So I'm like, geez, man. So that's the one we spent most of our time in the middle of the night. And I hate night driving, and he knows I hate night driving. I hate night driving because you can't see. These roads, you know, if you've done any traveling via car, these roads, there are no street lights. It's not like you're in the city. These are all, you know, backwoods. Most of them are backwoods roads. Some of them are highway roads, but there are no street lights in a lot of these areas. So you're going solely on your headlights. And yeah, so we're going solely on my headlights. And I hate that because I want to be able to see. And that I don't feel secure, and he doesn't understand this. I don't feel secure in putting the pedal to the floor when I'm driving at night, because even though the GPS shows me the curves in the road, I'm not watching the GPS constantly as I drive. Just like when I'm recording with you guys, I am not constantly looking at my phone when I do this, because I like to keep my eyes on the road. So his thing was, why aren't you just using the GPS to show you the curves in the road? Especially when we got to a certain point that we had never driven this road before, and we've gone to Arkansas two other times. No, one other time we've driven to Arkansas. And he's like, why aren't you, you know, just using the GPS to show you where the road is, or how the road. And I'm like, dude, I'm not watching the GPS 100% of the time. So if there were points where I would put my brights on, and just so that I could see the road better. So that was driving. He's a very impatient driver. He's very impatient, very impulsive, and the thing is, he has just as much concern, if not more concern than I do. When he's driving, he feels, okay, I just need you to figure out what you're doing. He drives with more caution in an unfamiliar area than I do, even though he is a very impatient and impulsive driver. But here's the thing. He will drive it and then sit on the wheel like this, trying to see. And that just makes it worse. Well, then I get back to Texas and I drive, and I'm with people who still don't know how to drive. As if driving to Arkansas and back was going to make that better. Magically make it disappear. But anyway, so we went to Arkansas. I drove that 6.5 hours there. Then we got up, we got some sleep. We took the dog with. We didn't do the dog sitting thing. We took the dog with. I rented a hotel room for those 3 nights that we were going to be there. Hung out with his aunt all day, most of the day Friday. He, instead of wanting to go back to, even though he said he was going to go back, we were going to go back to the hotel room to rest. He didn't want to do that after we dropped her off back at home. He wanted to go to the mall. And if I've never mentioned it before, I'm mentioning it now. My husband is a shopaholic. He shops way more than I do, and I think I've told you all before, his closet is full. He's got the master bedroom closet, which is bigger. It's packed. It's packed. He doesn't go anywhere near enough to have all the clothing that he has, but he is a true shopaholic, and that makes it tough for us financially, in all honesty. Because he believes that he has to have these things, but he doesn't. He believes that it makes his life better to shop. I mean, it's all of the psychological reasons that anyone does anything compulsively. And he says it makes me feel better, but it really, it doesn't, because as soon as he says he's done shopping, he finds something else to shop for. Excuse me. So anyway, we go to the mall. I have no interest in buying anything, and that's the other thing. And this is what I've learned in his case, is that he feels guilty about shopping. He does. He feels guilty about shopping, but he doesn't feel as guilty if he convinces me to shop, because me shopping somehow gives him approval to shop. And I don't just shop for the sake of shopping. I shop with a purpose. If I'm buying anything, it's because it's something that I have to have, something that I need to have, and I'm usually not buying for myself. I'm usually buying for the house. And that's just me. That's just what I do. And if the house doesn't have to have it right away, then I don't buy it. If I don't have to have it right away, then I don't buy it. He, on the other hand, has to have it. So anyway, this is a very, very long clip. So this might be a two-parter. I don't know. Or I've got to do some major editing, one or the other. Anyway, so we go shopping. And he wants me to shop with him. And I have no interest at all. I have no interest. As a matter of fact, we had just gone shopping earlier in the week, and I got sunglasses. I told you guys I bought sunglasses. I bought sunglasses because I needed some. I live in Texas. Sunshine's big and bright here. So I bought sunglasses. I bought a couple other things, but nothing major. All of my stuff all together was about $150, everything that I bought. And I got quite a bit for that $150. That if I had gone, and we shopped the outlets and the clearance racks. So just as a tip to anyone who enjoys shopping and has to have certain brands, I don't care about name brands. I'm sorry. I mean, I like them, but I don't have to have them. And I've been that way since high school. The only brands that I really, really like, I like Coach and I like Levi. But I don't buy a lot of Coach because, one, it's expensive, and two, and I've said this before, I don't like the monogram, the signature. I don't like it. So I don't buy it. I have a bag, but that bag was a gift. I didn't go out and buy it. So anyway, all of that aside, after having gone shopping earlier in the week, he decides that he wants to go shopping Friday. So we go shopping Friday. He's trying to get me to shop. I did not want to shop. I had no purpose for shopping, no point to shopping. I had what I needed. I wasn't going to buy just for the sake of buying. So that was Friday. We finally get back to the hotel and we rest. Saturday rolls around and we sleep in a little bit, which thank God for that. Get up finally, go back to his aunt's house, sit with her for a little bit. He's uncomfortable at this point because his back is really bothering him. Really, really bothering him. He had not slept for the 2 nights, like really slept for for that time that we were there. So he was in a lot of pain. He was very uncomfortable. I need to cut my hair. He's very uncomfortable and really very irritable. But we hang out with his aunt for a couple of hours. We go back to the hotel, and I went and bought some plants, and I'm so excited for my plants because they're so pretty. They're so full and green. And here I've never been able to find some full green plants. Got to Arkansas in the grocery store, y'all. The grocery store. Not even a greenery or even like Lowe's, and our hotel room was right across from a Lowe's, and we did buy a couple of plants at the Lowe's. But I go into a grocery store, and these are some of the prettiest, greenest flowers that I have ever, or plants I should say, that I have ever seen. So I'm like, yeah, I'm buying these. So we go back to the grocery store, buy the plants, come back to the hotel room, and we lay down, and we both take naps, and then we get up again and go to the fireworks display. And initially he was like, well, let's go to the fireworks. And then he said, well, no, I don't feel like being out there with the crowds. And then he got up and said, well, let's just drive over there and see what the layout is. And okay, fine. So we do that. And we drove through there a couple of times, and he's still like, I don't know. I don't think I want to stay. Okay, fine. That's great, because I don't want to get caught in the traffic either. So I'm fine with us not seeing the fireworks. We can see something from the hotel room. And then he decides, well, let's go by the university. So we drive by the University of Arkansas in Pine Bluff. Shout out to y'all. So we go drive through the neighborhood where the university is, and can I just say that I've noticed this about a lot of historically black schools. Why they gotta be in a hood? Yep, that's how I say it. Why they gotta be in the hood? This school is in the, like, literally in the hood. And here's the thing, I am fine with it being there and accessible for those who live in the under or the low income neighborhoods and still want to go to college. I'm fine with that. But when I tell you that the majority of this place was, I was almost afraid to be there. That's just how bad it was. And I've lived in the hood my entire life, with the exception of where I live right now. Oh, come on. My thingy is not working right. And I probably should have just stayed in the office, at the office, because someone would have pulled up sooner or later. So I had to get out, go punch the code in, so I could open the gate, because my key fob stopped working. And I don't know if it's just the battery. It's been acting janky for a while. I don't know if it's just the battery or if I just need a new one altogether. And with Corey COVID-19, there's really no one in the office. So I'm going to go in here, get this key. I may come back. I might not come back, because this has been a very long clip. This travel time has been redonkulous. So we'll see.